The following program is a special presentation from the Erie County Fair and Erie County Agricultural Society and WBBZ-TV, with generous support from L.A. Woolley Electric Company, the Niagara Frontier Veterinary Society, and Erie and Niagara Insurance Association. Additional support provided by Michael Serafini, Walsh Duffield Companies, Kent Nutrition Group, and the Dairy Farmers of America.
We teach work ethic, leadership, teamwork, science, math, technology, all of those things. So our kids might not play baseball, but they have animals.
I think animals enrich people. I think experiences them, just make us better people.
To me, it means a lot to pay it forward to the kids just a little bit younger than me, and really see these people in our community grow and succeed and really become their own person in society and make their mark on society.
Certainly that scholarship was helpful to allow me to explore my interests and, maybe not stress about paying for college as much as, other people had to.
Passion is one of the number one things I think that helps with my success. I have such a passion for the agricultural industry, and I was able to find that at a young age, and I feel that that's put me at the success level that I am at.
The scholarship supports the youth, okay? And the youth, as I mentioned before, is the lifeblood of our business. It's the lifeblood of the community, and we want to support the youth.
These are the kids that are going to feed our world. They are the ones that our growing population and our resources are dwindling. They will be the ones that feed the world. That's why it's important.
Growing Strong, raising money for the Erie County Agricultural Society scholarships. Here now are Liz Mantel and John Di Sciullo.
Growing Strong and raising money for the scholarships program of the Erie County Agricultural Society. The folks who bring us the Erie County Fair and the best 12 days of summer. That's why we're here tonight on television and across the country on Facebook Live, and to celebrate the Ag Mission and some of the terrific past scholarship winners who give us so much hope for the future, Liz.
That's right, John. I think almost everybody in Western New York has a favorite memory of going to the fair and enjoying the sights and sounds and the smells from the midway, food vendors, and yes, even over by the animals.
But Liz, this past year with the pandemic, it's forced many cancellations and brought changes to the way we lived our lives. Going to restaurants, movies, concerts, and other activities we normally take for granted were off limits. Even the Erie County Fair had to close the gates for public safety. But many times, adversity leads to new approaches and new ways of thinking.
That's exactly what happened on the fairgrounds in Hamburg. The terrific team there was determined to keep some traditions alive and celebrate all the hard work of the young people and their families who were raising pigs, goats, sheep, cattle, and horses, and even dogs and llamas. They put their thinking caps on and came up with a great idea. The Erie County Agricultural Society Ag Bonanza.
The Ag Bonanza, and what a great idea and success the Ag Bonanza was. Working with the New York State and Erie County Health Department and emergency management personnel, the fair folks staged a safe, socially distanced livestock exhibition, and it was a judging too, and it was viewed online all across the country. But for every resounding success, there seemed to be another challenge lurking around the corner. Because of bans on gatherings and the fair being canceled, there was no annual holiday dinner and scholarship fundraiser normally held in December.
So the team put those thinking caps on again, and that's why we are here with you tonight. You can help support the Growing Strong Erie County Agricultural Society Scholarship Program by calling the number on your screen, 716-649-3900, or donating online. The address is ecfair.org for a secure transaction. By donating, you can help support and celebrate youth and education with the Erie County Agriculture Society. And your donation may be tax deductible. And I don't want to forget, we will be announcing the winners of the special raffle that scholarship supporters scooped up in recent weeks at $50 a pop. There will be 10 lucky winners announced throughout this program, with one lucky winner taking home $3,000.
Liz, who knew? It's great. And I just had a thought. How does the Erie County Fair start opening day each year to kick off those best 12 days of summer? With the time-honored tradition of paying homage to our country with the national anthem performed by the Erie County Fair Marching Band. Why don't we watch and listen in?
I'd like that. How about those talented musicians? Part of the exclusive marching band comprised of students from high schools across Erie County. And those band members are eligible to apply for the scholarships too.
Every team has a leader, and the Erie County Agricultural Society is led by a very special person. Recently, we stopped out to the fairgrounds in Hamburg to meet the team. And Liz, you visited with their amazing leader and CEO, Jessica Underberg.
She truly is amazing, John. And Jessica shared why the youth and the scholarship program means so much to her and the Ag Society. All right, we brought you to the fair. It's been a while since some of you have been here, so we wanted to bring you right to the action. And we're with Jessica Underberg to talk about, well, why we're all here today, and it's the Erie County Agricultural Scholarship Fund and the program. And, you know, even though COVID has saddled a lot of things, you know, not just here, but throughout the state, the commitment to the youth, especially in agriculture that doesn't quit no matter what happens. Let's just talk a little bit about what this scholarship program means to these kids and how important it is to keep it going.
Sure. So you're right, Liz. Without the fair, without our pieces and elements like Breakfast with Champions, and we, you know, a lot of people may not know, we sell the wood carving pieces and the glass blowing pieces, and all that money goes to the scholarship fund. And we have a holiday ball for our membership in December typically. We didn't get to have those events this year, so we didn't get to be able to fund the account the way we would want to. We have pretty big goals with the scholarship account. So without that stuff, we're looking for a way to be able to support the account, in return support the kids of Western New York, the youth that are involved in agriculture, to further their education.
It's a lot more than just getting up and feeding the animals.
Absolutely. You know, we think about in the farming aspect, you need to be able to be a mechanic, an accountant, a veterinarian, a computer scientist. All of those pieces come together to do the job today. You know, I think about kids who play softball or soccer or baseball, excellent lessons and tools learned on the field, great teamwork aspects. The difference between those kids and the kids that we're focusing on through this event is that a life depends on them. If they don't get up and go to the barn in the morning and feed and water their animals, the animal may not make it. You know, a little bit different, but same tool, same outcome. We teach work ethic, leadership, teamwork, you know, science, math, technology, all of those things. So our kids might not play baseball, but they have animals. In the spring, we send out the applications to all schools. We really focus on the kids who have involvement, not only just for the 12 days of the fair, but for the livestock shows and events that we run outside of the fair dates. They apply, and there's a committee put together, and they judge each application without knowing the kid's name and where they came from. And then we actually go through an interview process now, which started just a couple of years ago. But the kids are focusing on their involvement here at the fair. And it could be in the marching band, a concession stand, showing livestock, volunteering. It's not just about the ag piece, but that is a big focus of what we're focusing on now.
What kind of careers have come out of that?
So veterinarians, farm owners, some kids have gone on to be nurses and doctors and things like that. All different aspects, you know, but mostly we focus on the ag piece.
How much money has gone towards these kids?
So we give out about $25,000 a year. $20,000 is really guaranteed towards the agricultural piece, kids who are going on to fulfill that ag mission. But we also give out money, like I said, to kids that are going to school to be a nurse or a doctor or, you know, whatever field of choice that they have.
Do you have any working here now?
We do. We actually have a couple past recipients that are on staff. We have a couple past recipients that are on our board now. Ooh. So that is a neat cycle to see. And obviously they're all passionate about this program and what it stands for and what it does. And we're all excited to take it to the next level. You know, our goal eventually is to be giving out 6 figures. You know, giving back to the community, giving back to the kids, and help them fulfill their dreams and goals.
You come around the fair no matter if it's, you know, the 12 days or the activities before, and you see how hard those kids work. So it's inspiring.
Yeah, and I think, you know, as you attend the fair, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't take the time to interact with a 4-H or FFA kid in our barns. They will talk to you, they will tell you what is going on with their animal. You'll be amazed at what they know. You'll be amazed at the practices that they've enabled. But, you know, the thing that always sits home with me is these are the kids that are going to feed our world. They are the ones that our growing population and our resources are dwindling. They will be the ones that feed the world. That's why it's important.
With Jessica at the helm, you get the sense that the Ag Society and everything they do is in good hands. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
When the Erie County Agricultural Society needs to light up the night sky or the livestock barns, they turn to L.A. Wooley Electric for their knowledge and expertise. As big supporters of the Erie County Agricultural Society Scholarships Program, L.A. Wooley knows they are helping some of the future leaders in education, business, and agriculture. Located at 620 Tiff Street in South Buffalo, L.A. Wooley has been around since 1916, so they know a thing or two about running a successful community business. They pride themselves in offering the latest technology to ensure a fast and professional experience. For all your industrial and commercial needs, visit L.A. Wooley Electric. You wouldn't put your child at risk by skipping routine exams. Make sure your pet gets an annual checkup too. In today's economy, you want to save money wherever you can. While owning a pet is a responsibility, you can minimize the cost for this family member while providing the best care possible for your pet. Routine vaccinations for infectious diseases, proper heartworm and parasite prevention, routine dental care, and healthy diets are just a few of the things that can save pet owners lots of money. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and a few dollars in prevention can save hundreds later. This message is brought to you by your veterinarian, your other family doctor, a member of the Niagara Frontier Veterinary Society. At Erie and Niagara Insurance Association, the strength of our past is the foundation of our future. For more than 145 years, Erie and Niagara Insurance has been protecting personal, business, and farm needs in Erie and Niagara counties and across upstate New York, delivering exceptional value, excellent service, and superior coverage. That commitment to the farm industry is a big reason why Erie and Niagara supports the Erie County Agricultural Society events and the scholarship program. The young people are our future, and the future looks bright. Located in Williamsville, Erie and Niagara Insurance Association is here for all your insurance needs.
Liz, did you know that in addition to hosting the Erie County Fair, the Agricultural Society proudly hosts the Fairgrounds Festival of Lights and a variety of agricultural events on the fairgrounds, including the Western New York Farm Show, Western New York Equifest, and shows for young adults to gain experience in the show ring like the Empire State Beef Classic, the Spring Dairy Preview, and the Western New York Preview Classic for hogs, lambs, and goats. It's a lot going on.
Oh my. And they have been busy for many years. For over 181 years, the Ag Society has been impacting the lives of people in our Western New York community. One way they give back every year is through scholarship opportunities. These are awarded annually to deserving high school seniors and college students through their junior year. During this program, we are going to meet several women and men who have received scholarships over the years from the Society.
They will share their stories of how the Erie County Agricultural Society has been a part of their journey and ultimately prepared them for their lives and careers. You will see how confidence and a strong work ethic has helped them persevere and grow stronger. And along the way, you folks at home will be able to help continue the scholarships for young adults. You can help support the growing strong Erie County Agricultural Society Scholarships Program by calling the number on your screen. It's area code 716-649-3900, and you can donate online. That address is ecfair.org for a secure transaction. By donating, you can help support and celebrate youth and education with the Erie County Agricultural Society, and your donation may be tax deductible.
John, I think this is a good time to meet one of our past scholarship winners. She is an Elma native who grew up with the ag bug in her blood, and after college she returned home and to the Erie County Fairgrounds. Let's meet Kirby Digert.
Any of the livestock events that happen here at the fairgrounds, I have some sort of part in, whether it's personally showing. That's not a part of my job, but it is a part of my livelihood. So whether it be personally showing or putting the events on, announcing the events, hiring the judges, ordering the awards, handling the sponsorships for the livestock shows. We also have some ag events that don't entail livestock, like the farm show and the EcoFest, and those are more of like a commodity-based program. And I do a lot of the vendor work with those. So kind of little bits and pieces of everything that has to do with ag and livestock here at the fairgrounds. So my mom's family is based out of Elma, New York. My mom is a Bippert, for anyone that's listening in has ever heard of the Bippert family. So my mom's a Bippert. We have a farm market there in Elma, and that's actually right where I was raised. So I grew up at our farm market. I still work at our farm market on the weekends, and you know, during this COVID season, I was actually fortunate, I'd say, to be able to be home and on the family farm. And then my father's family is actually locally from Hamburg, and his father was a veterinarian here in the village of Hamburg, as well as a veterinarian on the board of directors for the Erie County Agricultural Society. So my family's pretty, involved in the fair and in the ag community and the surrounding Western New York area. So anytime anyone ever asks me, what my career means to me or what ag means to me, it's a loaded question because it is me. That's what I do for a living. That's what I do for fun. That's what I do with my family. That's what I do with my significant other. I mean, every part of my life involves agriculture and livestock in some fashion. I looked at Morrisville and Cobleskill, was accepted at both, and because I tried to marry the livestock industry and the horse industry, those aren't always two industries that totally coincide with one another. So Morrisville gave me the most as far as my livestock background and my horse background. So I was able to major in ag business, but also be on their equestrian team and go off and show at different shows and compete on the national level as well. So that's what I did. I can't remember a summer in my 29 years on this earth that I wasn't at the Erie County Fair during the middle 2 weeks of August. So to say it was my life and is my life and I hope will forever be my life is an understatement. So to be recognized by the Ag Society as a scholarship winner meant more than I can even express in words. I guess I didn't know the capacity of what the scholarship meant to me until actually when my grandfather passed away, all of us kids were able to put something in his casket. And my dad had said to me, Papa Doc already has something of yours with him. And he actually had my scholarship letter in his pocket. So that was, it kind of brought it full circle. It really just, like I said, it brought it full circle, and it really just showed to me what it meant on all aspects. To me, to my family, to the Ag Society, to the ag industry. So it just, to me, winning the scholarship was just the kickoff of my whole future. Never stop. Never stop, and never give up on the little things. Just never give up. No dream is too big, too small. And if the livestock or the ag industry has has bitten those kids, as I like to say. I mean, if you have it, it's there, and it's never going away.
What a neat young woman Kirby is. You know, she helps make things happen at the fairgrounds. Since the inception of the scholarships, the program has adapted. Now, the Erie County Agricultural Society offers 2 types of awards as part of the effort to foster continuing education and success in young adults. Students that have participated in any of the Erie County Fair departments, activities, or operations are eligible.
Additional money is awarded to those specifically pursuing a degree in an agricultural-related field. In the past 15 years, 220 scholarships have been awarded. One of those recipients is Dr. Thomas Smith, who graduated from Cornell University. He's a veterinarian, inventor, beef cattle herdsman, and entrepreneur. I wonder if he has any time to sleep.
I think the passion was there at an early age, and my mom will reluctantly admit that my first word was cow, not mama or dada. So I spent basically every summer at the Erie County Fair. We showed beef cattle as well as pigs, and I guess I would say my fondest memories come from the people that I met, whether that was the consumers coming through or whether it was the fellow exhibitors that, you know, have become lifelong friends and colleagues, that sort of network that was developed in the early years. I decided to go to Cornell for undergrad, studied animal science, and then went straight to vet school. Certainly that scholarship was helpful to allow me to explore my interests and, you know, maybe not stress about paying for college as much as, you know, other people had to try to set myself up to be a better veterinarian in the future. In vet school, we wound up developing a diagnostic kit for mastitis, and we basically decided to start our own pharmaceutical company surrounding that. And so we hired in some people to do some of the management roles. So I've taken a seat on the board, continuing as chief science officer, but kind of venturing off some of the day-to-day tasks that I was doing to focus on other interests. It's been kind of exciting to see people take an interest in agriculture, and they care about where their food comes from, and they want to know how those animals were raised and what they were fed. And so we founded a business not too long ago, basically to help overcome some of those obstacles. The business is called Sustainabeef, and we basically have an online platform where we sell local, natural, high-quality meat, both beef, pork, and lamb, direct to consumers. It's been really cool to kind of go back to the same kind of conversations you used to have at the fair as a teenager, with people walking through the barns wondering, you know, about the breed of cow and any of the random, you know, questions that they have about where their food comes from. It's the same sort of stuff we deal with every day now. We run about 200 cows on the side and basically use them to provide the genetics for that local meat business to keep the quality extremely high. The impacts of agriculture on local communities in terms of jobs provided, food provided, obviously, is astronomical. The list is 10 miles long. The products that come, you know, in part is from byproducts from animal ag. That's the beauty of ag in general in this country, is everybody does it a little bit differently. It makes for some long days, but, you know, we don't watch TV and don't sleep a lot, so we got opportunity to get a little bit more done in a day. You got to be passionate about what you're doing, or, you know, you won't want to work 16 hours a day, that's for sure. I tell the young people that we coach and that we work with, your goal should be to learn something every day. If you show interest and you go ask questions and watch and learn and engage, you know, you can make a lot of friends, you can learn a lot of things, and you can open a lot of doors that you may not even know exist. If you can achieve that, eventually you'll find your passion, and once you find your passion, then, you know, you can be successful and love your job instead of just having a 9 to 5 that you have to go to every day.
Liz, the scholarship program is supported by many, many people and businesses through the year. And for one business supporter, L.A. Wooley Electric Company, being involved with the activities at the fairgrounds is a multi-generational family affair.
We started back in 1916. It was by my great-great-grandfather. Like I said, I'm a fifth generation. He started selling door-to-door after the Pan American Fair here that was held in Buffalo back then. And from there, we grew on to be a electrical store which sold, randomized electrical items from even, the first toaster to fridges and things like that. And then from there, over the generations, we've moved on into more an electrical industrial wholesale, and we're very committed to serving the Western New York area. We have been for a long time, over 100 years actually, which to me is a pretty cool benchmark to have in your little own niche of history here in Buffalo and Western New York. Our relationship with the Erie County Fairgrounds and their agricultural society started about 4 or 5 years ago when my father Jason got involved over at the fair. They were looking for a family-owned business with values aligned with theirs, and we seemed best to fit the bill in their eyes. And from there, it's been a very prosperous relationship between the two.
So what kind of things do you do out there in the fair when you're out there? What kind of work do you do?
Get lighting projects across all their agricultural buildings, lighting setups in the parking lot, wiring setups, pretty much anything to make the fair bigger, brighter, and
safer.
Yeah, safer and more efficient. Really anything. Just all different types of lighting and electrical projects. I've gone to the fair many times every year. Actually with my grandfather, Dave Wooley, who owned this business prior to my father, Jason, and I. And we love going to the fair. It's been something we do every year.
One thing that's really close to your family's heart is also supporting the Erie County Fair Scholarship Program. Tell us about that.
Supporting the Erie County Fair Scholarship for me is actually a really big deal to me. In today's society, whether you're going for trade school or typical associates or 4-year degree or master's, whatever, it's very costly, very time consuming, and to help pay it forward to these younger generations. So to me, it means a lot to pay it forward to the kids just a little bit younger than me, and really see these people in our community grow and succeed and really become their own person in society and make their mark on society.
So you're supporting of the scholarship program. It might not be someone who's specifically going to be raising cows. It might be someone who's finding another path through agriculture. Agriculture is huge.
Yes, no, of course. Agriculture is a huge industry, and it's an industry that this country and the world relies on. Without agriculture, we wouldn't have much of anything, food-related wise, or plants, vegetables, and lighting, and wiring, and everything else.
Thanks again to Jack Wooley, his dad and grandfather, and all the folks over there on Tiff Street for their support and expertise. Over the years, scholarship winners have participated in a variety of activities at the fair, including performing in the marching band, assisting the media around the grounds, exhibiting in the creative arts area, showing livestock, volunteering, and even working in a concession stand.
Now, during those best 12 days of summer, junior exhibitors are responsible for bringing 400 livestock animals that they compete with, as well as bringing in over 1,000 items for competition and display in both the creative arts and the Ag Grange buildings. And of course, Ag is big. 62% of scholarship winners have been livestock youth exhibitors at the fair or other livestock events hosted on the fair grounds. Now, each of the spring shows directly related with agriculture offer an opportunity for young adults to prepare and practice for showing at their local county or state fair. We're happy you're with us, but there's more to come. We'll be right back right after this.
When the Erie County Agricultural Society needs to light up the night sky or the livestock barns, they turn to L.A. Wooley Electric for their knowledge and expertise. As big supporters of the Erie County Agricultural Society Scholarships Program, L.A. Wooley knows they are helping some of the future leaders in education, business, and agriculture. Located at 620 Tiff Street in South Buffalo, L.A. Wooley has been around since 1916, so they know a thing or two about running a successful community business. They pride themselves in offering the latest technology to ensure a fast and professional experience. For all your industrial and commercial needs, visit L.A. Wooley Electric. You wouldn't put your child at risk by skipping routine exams. Make sure your pet gets an annual checkup too. In today's economy, you want to save money wherever you can. While owning a pet is a responsibility, you can minimize the cost for this family member while providing the best care possible for your pet. Routine vaccinations for infectious diseases, proper heartworm and parasite prevention, routine dental care, and healthy diets are just a few of the things that can save pet owners lots of money. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and a few dollars in prevention can save hundreds later. This message is brought to you by your veterinarian, your other family doctor, a member of the Niagara Frontier Veterinary Society. At Erie and Niagara Insurance Association, the strength of our past is the foundation of our future. For more than 145 years, Erie and Niagara Insurance has been protecting personal, business, and farm needs in Erie and Niagara counties and across upstate New York, delivering exceptional value, excellent service, and superior coverage. That commitment to the farm industry is a big reason why Erie and Niagara supports the Erie County Agricultural Society events and the scholarship program. The young people are our future, and the future looks bright. Located in Williamsville, Erie and Niagara Insurance Association is here for all your insurance needs.
And one person who began her association with the Erie County Fair as a young member of the 4-H was active in the horse shows and photography and entomology through her butterfly displays. Today, she is a successful international businesswoman and sits on the Erie County Ag Society's board of directors. Let's meet Karen Schmitz of Langford.
I sell water, wastewater treatment type equipment, most of it on the industrial side, not so much on the municipal side. So I'm going to food plants, steel plants, metal finishers, food processing plants, mines, all those sort of companies to work with them on selling our product. I grew up in Eden. We only had 2 acres, but as kids we had horses, we had ducks and chickens and rabbits and a lot of small animals. So it really started with the 4-H. I had horses ever since I was a little girl. My parents had horses. My grandfather, my great uncle had race horses and raced at Hamburg with their horses. I wanted to show when I was 8 years old, and for 4-H you had to be 10 for the fair. So my parents let me show in the open part of the fair, the open division, and that's when it all started, and I just have shown there and been involved ever since. And I also was involved in some of the other 4-H, the entomology, which is the insects or whatever. I exhibited butterfly collections and things like that. And it was primarily a start through 4-H. My mom was a 4-H leader. We were in the 4-H horse club, and that's how it just grew and grew. But it was the crowning point on our summer. It was what we all looked forward to. I thought potentially I wanted to be a veterinarian. So I applied to a couple of ag and tech schools first, 2-year schools. I ended up going to SUNY Cobleskill, which had a number of ag programs, dairy, cattle, and horses and whatever, but I actually applied for what they call the chemistry/science lab technology program there. And that's what I went, and I figured I would go there and then make up my mind if I wanted to go further for vet school. It was important to me because my parents said that they couldn't finance my college, you know, that I would either have to take out loans or win scholarships or whatever. So it was really important. I mean, it was a big deal to help me pay for my college. So I felt really good because it was a recognition of what I had done and what I wanted to do and my grades and my accomplishments with my horses or whatever. I believe that sometimes young people feel that there might not be an avenue necessarily for them if they are interested in agriculture endeavors. It's very oriented towards this locality and our Western New York kids, and we really want to support them. We want to give them the opportunity to do something and stay within Western New York. Come back after you've graduated from college, whether you graduated as a vet or a herdsman or whatever, and come back to Western New York, be able to afford to come back and live here, And the scholarship goes a long ways towards helping towards that.
Liz, being able to give back through the scholarship program instills a sense of belonging in our youth and motivates them to continue with their education. The Erie County Agricultural Society scholarships have been making a difference in students' lives for decades.
Now, we are looking for your support to help fund these important scholarships. It's easy to donate. You can call us right now at 716-649-3900, or you can visit us online at ecfair.org for a secure transaction. Our team is anxiously waiting to hear from you. Your donation may be tax deductible, and your support changes lives and is an investment in the future of our youth in Western New York.
And don't forget, we will be announcing the winners of the special raffle that scholarship supporters scooped up. And in recent weeks, that was for $50 a pop. And there are going to be 10 lucky winners announced throughout the program tonight, with one lucky winner taking home $3,000. First winners will be announced soon. Now, just 2 years ago, in 2019, the inaugural Breakfast with Champions fundraiser put a spotlight on not only the scholarship recipients, but also featured the winners of both the 4-H and Future Farmers of America competitions from the prior year. The country-style breakfast was held inside bar number 1 on the fairgrounds, complete with a Western New York sourced sausage, eggs, and maple syrup with pancakes and home fries. Yum! Many of the recipients are currently working in the agricultural industry, and even better, some continue to volunteer their time at ag-related events and activities, and some even continue to show their animals at the Erie County Fair.
And one of those past winners who's giving back and inspiring the next generation is Matthew Sweeney. Matt received his scholarship back in 2010, and after going through the Agricultural Science Education program at Cornell University, he continues to advocate as a teacher and FFA advisor at Royalton Heartland High School in Middleport.
I am the high school agricultural education teacher at Royalton Heartland and the FFA advisor as well. Grew up on my family's dairy farm, Mapleview Dairy in Appleton. My brother and I and sister were always really involved with the farm, so we really instilled this respect and this understanding of agriculture and the importance of it to not only our family, but to our community and to our country in regards to food production. So I was fortunate to have this love of agriculture and this love of teaching, which helped me to become an agriculture teacher. I loved agriculture, but I also didn't love waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I leave that to my dad and my brother, and to this day, I still leave that to my dad and my brother. Growing up, we were always involved in 4-H. I was a 15-year Niagara County 4-H member. I also was 3 years in Clover Buds. We would show calves at the Niagara County Fair, and my family has continued to do that all the way through. To this day, my dad and I are actually the Niagara County co-dairy leaders. So I will tell you that I always wanted to show at the Erie County Fair. That was always a goal. The Erie County Fair was the place that if you showed cows and you were in Western New York, you wanted to go to. Well, fortunately enough, when I was in my 10th grade, so I'd have been 16 when I was in high school, they finally agreed. So we got to go over to the Erie County Fair. We slept in the barn, my brother, my mom, and I, right in the barn there, and we've shown there ever since. I have been affiliated with Cornell through 4-H for many years. I've always known what Cornell University is, and ever since going there, starting at about age 9, I knew I wanted to go to school there. And I was fortunate to be accepted in agricultural science education as an incoming freshman. And shortly thereafter, I was also fortunate enough to receive an Erie County Fair scholarship, which was an extreme help. As we know that the price of college is not small. You get a lot out of it, but there's a large sum that you have to pay. So I was very fortunate to receive an Erie County Fair scholarship. I always tell my students, I know it sounds a little cliche, is that you have to enjoy what you do. My students, I love to hear if they're going into agriculture. I always talk on the first day that we are the future of agriculture. And there is no job too small in doing that. Even if you are not the person like me that didn't want to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, there are other jobs in the ag industry. There are jobs in technology, in precision agriculture, the self-driving tractor. That is something that kids, really, that happens? We have that happening right here in our school district. And there need to be jobs for people to update that, to repair that, and to educate, users. If I could say something, I would have to say to support our young people. They are the future of agriculture. And I say that and I see it every single day. And there are excellent institutions of higher education, excellent trade schools and opportunities We really need to support those students. I try my very best to show different scholarship opportunities that are available, because the last thing I want to see is a really bright and talented student not able to achieve their goals because of a financial situation. Support those students, show that there is an entire industry behind them so that they can help continue what we're trying to pave the way for, and that is to help the future of agriculture.
Matthew sure loves what he does, and it shows. In a little bit, we get to meet his younger brother, Christopher, the one who loves getting up before the crack of dawn and leading a great team on a large dairy operation in Auburn, New York. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
When the Erie County Agricultural Society needs to light up the night sky or the livestock barns, they turn to L.A. Wooley Electric for their knowledge and expertise. As big supporters of the Erie County Agricultural Society Scholarships Program, L.A. Wooley knows they are helping some of the future leaders in education, business, and agriculture. Located at 620 Tiff Street in South Buffalo, L.A. Wooley has been around since 1916, so they know a thing or two about running a successful community business. They pride themselves in offering the latest technology to ensure a fast and professional experience. For all your industrial and commercial needs, visit L.A. Wooley Electric. You wouldn't put your child at risk by skipping routine exams. Make sure your pet gets an annual checkup too. In today's economy, you want to save money wherever you can. While owning a pet is a responsibility, you can minimize the cost for this family member while providing the best care possible for your pet. Routine vaccinations for infectious diseases, proper heartworm and parasite prevention, routine dental care, and healthy diets are just a few of the things that can save pet owners lots of money. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and a few dollars in prevention can save hundreds later. This message is brought to you by your veterinarian, your other family doctor, a member of the Niagara Frontier Veterinary Society. At Erie and Niagara Insurance Association, the strength of our past is the foundation of our future. For more than 145 years, Erie and Niagara Insurance has been protecting personal, business, and farm needs in Erie and Niagara counties and across upstate New York, delivering exceptional value, excellent service, and superior coverage. That commitment to the farm industry is a big reason why Erie and Niagara supports the Erie County Agricultural Society events and the scholarship program. The young people are our future, and the future looks bright. Located in Williamsville, Erie and Niagara Insurance Association is here for all your insurance needs.
Well, Liz, it's no secret that our goal here tonight and year-round is to continue to raise funds for the Erie County Agricultural Scholarships. And it sure is fulfilling to see the past recipients that have achieved their goals and give back to the community that has supported them. And speaking of giving back, let's meet another big supporter of tonight's program that believes in the mission of the Erie County Ag Society and shares a long history of helping farmers in Western New York. Let's meet Matt Gortzig from the Erie and Niagara Insurance Association.
My duties include basically training agents on our products, appointing new agents to distribute our business through, and handling any kind of catch-alls that happen to come my way.
Tell us again a little bit about the proud tradition here and long history of Erie Niagara, starting with its agricultural roots.
Yeah, Erie Niagara's been around since 1875. So we're coming up on our 150th anniversary in another few years. And we started out writing farm business and actually fire insurance for farmers from Amherst and Clarence. And the farmers got together and it was a co-op. So if one farm burned down, all the farmers would pitch in and rebuild the farm. And since then we've grown to other lines of business, our personal lines and our commercial lines, and we also write umbrella insurance. So, you know, throughout that time, we've grown from obviously nothing in 1875 to now this year will be over 100 million.
So I guess, not to be assumptive here, but it seems like it's a natural relationship between you and the folks at the fairgrounds, at the Erie County Fair, and the Ag Society.
Oh, exactly, and that's for the reason we enjoy sponsoring those events. Obviously, being a farm-rooted company, we have an affinity towards farms. And so, you know, we do a lot with the fairgrounds, we do a lot throughout New York State. Things like the West New York Farm Show at the Erie County Fairgrounds. We're a sponsor of that and we help out there. Actually, the state fairs throughout the state, the county fairs throughout the state, we support. Empire Farm Days, which is out in central New York. Closer to home, it's the New York State Agricultural Society we sponsor. And I think one of the nicest ones is the 4-H, that bring the youth in. You know, and the youth, let's face it, that's the lifeblood of our business, our community. And so bringing those youth into the 4-H program, it teaches them a lot about farming and also, more importantly, life lessons too. So we're proud to support those events.
Why do you folks at Erie Niagara feel so strongly about that program?
Well, the scholarship supports the youth, okay? And the youth, as I mentioned before, is the lifeblood of our business. It's the lifeblood of the community, and we want to support the youth. You know, we also know how expensive it is to go to college. Tuition is skyrocketed. And, you know, we feel badly when kids come out of school with thousands and thousands of dollars in debt. So, you know, any kind of scholarship, any little help goes a long way to helping the youth, and so we're very happy to do it. We've been doing it for a long time and we'll continue doing it.
Boy, there's a lot of history there at Erie and Niagara Insurance. Our thanks go out to Matt and Norm Orlowski and the team there. You know, John, I'm feeling like it's a good time to draw some lucky winners from the barrel. What do you think?
Lucky winners, and it's time to give away some money. And look who's here to help us, Jessica Underberg, the CEO of the fair. You know, ladies, I remember Monty Hall on TV. You are both way too young to remember Monty Hall. He used to give away money like crazy on television. Let's make a deal. Do you remember that? Well, we're not making any deals. We are giving away the money from the raffle tickets. And Jessica, you've been selling these over the last several months.
Yes, we have, and we actually sold out.
All of them?
You
sold all
400.
of them? Nice.
All 400 sold.
Well, it's great that you sold those tickets, and remember, all the proceeds are going to the scholarship fund, and we've been talking all about it over the course of this program and meeting all of the great scholarship winners. There are a lot of inspirational stories.
Yeah, for sure. Some great kids.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to give away $100 right now, so let's give it a one turn on the drum. Be careful, because all the names are in there. Easy to read tickets. There we go.
There's that.
Make sure everybody's in there.
Stir it up.
Taking deep. $100 right now. And who do we have, Jessica Underberg, as our winner?
Kathy Bolus.
Kathy Bolus, congratulations. You are the first $100 winner. All right, well, we're going to put that name aside because your team's going to make sure that Kathy gets her $100. We're going to give away another $100.
Sounds good.
All right, let's spin that.
You want to spin?
Yeah, we'll give it one more spin. Make sure the entries all stay in place.
All right.
There we go.
Let's see. Another $100.
Surprise is coming up.
Jason Engel.
Jason,
Right.
congratulations.
Actually owns a feed store in Springville.
So it's all sort of family and friends that are involved and other people that have been out there watching. You know what, the nice thing about the people that you know at the fair is that we were able to really get together last year at a time when we didn't think we were going to be able to get together.
Yes.
You made those opportunities happen. How did you pull that together when the Western New York Youth and Ag Bonanza took place?
You know what? It's our team. Our team put their thinking caps on and said, we know that we want to support the youth in agriculture in West New York. How can we do it, and how can we do it safely? And they pulled it off. It was phenomenal.
It was great. And you know, Liz, you were there too. It was really inspirational to see the young people with their animals and getting together. It was very special to be at the fair when no one else could be.
Well, I felt honored and great. You know, the smells never smelled so good.
There you go. Well, let's take a look back at the fair that we were enjoying for the West New York Youth and Ag Bonanza in the summer of 2020.
And the whole thing where the judge, I think, is very impressed with all the youth here, how they're doing, and why you can tell the amount of work they put into this to not have the fair to give them an opportunity to show this off is the exact reason the Erie County Ag Society wanted to do this. Once we figured out how to do it acceptable, socially correct, and whatever to get this done, these youth deserve this, a chance to show off what they've accomplished.
And you'll notice all of the staff members within the ring have on their masks. A lot of the youth, they either have their mask around their chin or they have it on them. Everyone in the showplex and in the area, they're all required to wear masks.
We're sitting here,
Yes.
our social distance apart, that matches or whatever, because again, you can see with the youth in the ring, you just naturally show socially
Right.
distance. And with that mask on or wherever, you're working pretty hard. So you want to be able to do and handle it with that. So they've all done a great job and to be congratulated. And again, we thank WBBZ and all your crew, Liz, for being here and doing this to be able to show Western New York what these youth have accomplished.
Well, I mean, everyone in Western New York looks forward to the fair every year, and to not be able to have it this year was, devastating for a lot of people, because it's some of the best times, the 12 best days of summer. I mean, we have so much fun, and this is such a huge part of it. So to be able to make that happen and to be able to be here is just a thrill.
For me, it gets really, really, really close on these three. I just want to know that when I drive down 90 today, and I picked this young lady over here for champion, and I did the right thing. Congratulations, young lady.
Congratulations to Jennifer Halsher, she'll be your champion overall showman.
All right, we are back, and we are with the grand championship of the Beef Cattle Showmanship. Jennifer Halsher, congratulations.
Thank you.
Did you know through the entire time that you had a good shot?
I knew that I was in contention, but I didn't think that I was going to win.
So Barry and I were talking throughout the whole thing, and Barry was listening to the judge the whole time, and he said that he thought that you were going to win it because the judge tipped his hand after he announced that you were the winner in your class, about how the boys really had to look out for it. So what does it mean to you to be able to not only win, but to show this year?
So I'm very grateful for Jessica and her whole crew for putting on the show. I'm really thankful that they had it. It's really exciting. I mean, we only got to show back in February, where we usually show all year. So I was very fortunate that they had it, and it was a nice way for me to show before I leave for college on Thursday.
On Thursday, oh man. So what does that mean for? What's the name of your cattle?
Well, she doesn't really have like a name that I gave her, but her registered name is Miss Crowd Favorite.
Miss Crowd. Well, okay. So we already had it in the bag before you got here with the name. So is it going to be hard for you to leave?
No, because I'll see her at shows throughout the year. So.
And where are you going to college again?
I'm going to Blackhawk East in Illinois.
Okay. Well, congratulations again, and congratulations to you, Miss In the Bag. All right.
And Jessica, what was nice about the Western New York Youth and Ag Bonanza, it was live streamed. So everybody got a chance to watch it, and the videos are still up there.
Yes, they are.
Where do you think people watched it from?
All over the country, maybe all over the world.
Yeah, you never know. Liz, we're big stars all over the world now.
It's really a dream of mine. So I'm glad I could do that, to really hit that market.
Yeah, well, it was great to be with everybody, and it's great now that we're going to give away $500. Yes. We're going to spin this drum.
Alrighty.
All right, we're going to make sure everything is in place. Yep. Here we go. Gently.
Get everybody in
Digging
there.
deep. Jessica Underberg, CEO of the fair, right here. $500.
Right.
Who's our winner?
James Stokowski.
James, congratulations to you. Congratulations. And Jessica, you know as well as anyone that it is not just one person who makes a great team or advisory group, and you have a tremendous team in Hamburg and a terrific board of directors. And up next, we want to meet another one of those members of the board who has been participating at the fair since 1969. We'll have more of the show, and we'll meet that team member right after this break.
When the Erie County Agricultural Society needs to light up the night sky or the livestock barns, they turn to L.A. Wooley Electric for their knowledge and expertise. As big supporters of the Erie County Agricultural Society Scholarships Program, L.A. Wooley knows they are helping some of the future leaders in education, business, and agriculture. Located at 620 Tiff Street in South Buffalo, L.A. Wooley has been around since 1916, so they know a thing or two about running a successful community business. They pride themselves in offering the latest technology to ensure a fast and professional experience. For all your industrial and commercial needs, visit L.A. Wooley Electric. You wouldn't put your child at risk by skipping routine exams. Make sure your pet gets an annual checkup too. In today's economy, you want to save money wherever you can. While owning a pet is a responsibility, you can minimize the cost for this family member while providing the best care possible for your pet. Routine vaccinations for infectious diseases, proper heartworm and parasite prevention, routine dental care, and healthy diets are just a few of the things that can save pet owners lots of money. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and a few dollars in prevention can save hundreds later. This message is brought to you by your veterinarian, your other family doctor, a member of the Niagara Frontier Veterinary Society. At Erie and Niagara Insurance Association, the strength of our past is the foundation of our future. For more than 145 years, Erie and Niagara Insurance has been protecting personal, business, and farm needs in Erie and Niagara counties and across upstate New York, delivering exceptional value, excellent service, and superior coverage. That commitment to the farm industry is a big reason why Erie and Niagara supports the Erie County Agricultural Society events and the scholarship program. The young people are our future, and the future looks bright. Located in Williamsville, Erie and Niagara Insurance Association is here for all your insurance needs.
Well, welcome back. Let's meet our next person. Tama Gresko-Sowers started as a 4-H member, entering exhibits in clothing and textiles, dog obedience, and even square dancing. Tama started volunteering at a young age in the 4-H Youth Development Building and continues to do so today. And she has a great job with big responsibilities at a multinational company and still finds time to serve on the Erie County Agricultural Society Board of Directors. All right. Let's meet Tama.
I'm the Human Resources Business Partner here at Avox Systems Inc., which is a saffron company. They are located in France. I have the responsibility to do a lot of wonderful things, recruiting, employees to our facility, helping with benefits, working on strategy, working with how the operations are going to go. It's a wonderful opportunity and a job here, and I just love it. It keeps me going and challenges me each and every day. I'm new to the board. I'm just in 1 year. There's just so much to learn about what goes on at the Erie County Agricultural Society, and the fair is just one facet of it. It's just been great, and like I said, there's so much there. It's just more than just the fair. I joined 4-H when I was 9 years old, and it was because the neighbor lady next door said to my mother, nothing against Bluebirds and the Girl Scouts, but my niece is in 4-H, and she said, I think it's a wonderful organization for young people. We entered, I think I entered like 3 items my first year, and I got a couple of red ribbons and maybe 1 blue. But then every year you build on. And so that making the best better through 4-H is what you constantly do. So you take what you learn and you apply it to all those kinds of things. I wanted to go to Cornell or Penn State. And my mom had the cold, hard facts of life talk with me and said, that's fine, but when you get out of school, you're going to have a loan of about $40,000, so it tells you how long ago that was. But anyway, she said, I think you need to start applying for scholarships, and I think you have to think about local. When the award came through for the Erie County Agricultural Society, I was absolutely thrilled because we love the fair, we loved giving back. It was just an honor, to win something like that and to use it. And that's why I think it's such a great program, is because it really does help people to do the things that they needed to do. I never had to take a loan out for school. I was always able to pay 1 semester at a time, and I did it by, working hard on part-time jobs and applying for as many scholarships as there were, and the Erie County Agricultural Society scholarship was just the best. It was wonderful. It's so special knowing that it's local. There are folks here who, donated into it, and and even when I said, I sent my thank you, and I always said, what can I do? What can I do to ever thank you guys? And this is what most people in my life have said with any of the scholarships I won, but particularly at the fair: give it back, give it forward. That's what you have a responsibility to do. So that's a no-brainer to me. I like helping people. I'm in human resources, so that's what we do, and that's how I was raised. And so this is such a wonderful opportunity. We didn't have a fair last year. We didn't have our, grand gala at Christmas time. And those are ways that we always raise money for this wonderful scholarship program. Knowing that, and knowing that there are young people out there who need our help, we need to band together. We need to show that Western New York and Buffalo and Hamburg, New York, and all the places that we're from, we're doing it. We're making it happen. We might have to sacrifice a little bit, but it's worth it because the payoff in the end is what it really is. The rate of return is going to be phenomenal. From the folks that you've talked to, and I know the young people I've talked to at the fair, and what they're doing with their careers and their lives is phenomenal, and they want to do it here in Western New York. So let's help them get there.
Some really outstanding people help make the Ag Society the great organization that it is.
They sure do, Liz. And did you ever wonder what the process is for awarding the scholarships? Well, scholarship recipients are chosen by a committee that is made up of staff members and folks from the business community. They help establish the criteria necessary to judge the applications.
And it doesn't just stop there, John. Applicants are then asked to describe their involvement in the fair, their community, school, and leadership initiatives. Fair participation can include being a 4-H or FFA exhibitor, creative arts exhibitor, volunteer, marching band performer, and other activities. The leadership piece can come from 4-H or FFA, National Honor Society, student government, sports, musicals, dance, and they also must provide an answer to one of 3 essay questions.
Students are then judged blindly by the scholarship committee, and every part of this application is weighted. For the agricultural scholarships, the top 6 or 7 applicants are brought in for a face-to-face interview, where the final 5 are chosen to receive the scholarships. Wow. Well, now we want you to meet 2-time scholarship winner Nicole Ingram, who calls the Watertown area home, and that's where she continues to be a leader in agricultural. She works with farmers and producers up in the North Country, providing risk management plans for their crops and livestock.
I've been surrounded by dairy and agriculture my whole life, and it's one of my greatest passions. My mom grew up on the family dairy farm milking cows, and when I was born, I was in the barn right from the beginning. I was pretty well hooked. There was no getting me out of the barn, whether it was the dogs, the cats, chickens, anything I could put a halter on and lead around. I was going to do it. In 2009, I was able to win Master Swine Showman at the fair. As I got older, being able to educate the public when they had questions, I really, really enjoyed having the conversation because you're right, so few people have the opportunity. So when they're at the fair and they see these people with these animals, it's the perfect time to ask a question and to get an answer straight from the horse's mouth. I decided I was going to go to Morrisville. They had a great equine program, and I'd figure out the rest once I got there. Well, that's about the same time frame as I got my cow Carmel. I quickly learned cows are cooler, so then I was like, I'm going to go to Morrisville, but I'm going to go for cows. I made it to Morrisville. I went for a dairy degree. So my next year for an internship, I decided to work with Farm Credit, and they had an opening with crop insurance. And I've been there for a little over 5 years now. Our number one goal is to make sure that we know that we're in a good position to protect our equity. I was lucky enough to win 2 years, and I was very shocked and very pleased to have won it, and it helped me immensely because it helped pay for school and helped get me on the path of where I am today. So from the fair being there to teach me about the industry, to be able to give me the opportunity to show. I have a very competitive nature, so I loved showing. I loved the opportunity to interact with the public, and then to give me an opportunity even further to help with my education was definitely huge. The number one message that I would have is find your passion. Whether it's agriculture, whether it's writing, whether it's photography, no matter what it is, find your passion, because if you can take your passion and turn it into your job, your career, your goals, life is so much easier. Passion is one of the number one things I think that helps with my success. I have such a passion for the agricultural industry, and I was able to find that at a young age, and I feel that that's put me at the success level that I am at.
I continue to be amazed at the people we are meeting tonight through this important television and Facebook Live event. And you can help support the growing strong Erie County Agricultural Society Scholarships Program by calling the number on your screen, 716-649-3900, or donating online. That address is ecfair.org for a secure transaction. By donating, you can help support and celebrate youth and education with the Erie County Agricultural Society, and your donation may be tax deductible. And I don't want to forget, we will be announcing more winners of the special raffle that scholarship supporters scooped up in recent weeks at $50 a pop. There will be 7 more lucky winners announced throughout this program, with one lucky winner taking home $3,000.
That's big money, and your donation can make such a big difference. Speaking of making a difference, Erie County Agricultural Society CEO Jessica Underberg and her team have been doing some great things out at the fairgrounds and have been nationally recognized for those efforts. Now, we took some time recently away from the office with Jessica to talk about recent successes and her passions. Jess, usually we don't have a suit on at the fair, although maybe for me it's appropriate, but you know, with the scholarship program, raising money for the young people that come to these buildings, this is what we saw last year that you and Liz talked about with the Ag Bonanza. These buildings are significant in the fact that in the last 10 years, this really speaks to the mission of the fair.
Absolutely, and you know, this part of the fairgrounds has changed so much over the years. We've added new buildings and new amenities and all of those things that keep both the exhibitor and the animals comfortable.
And what's nice is that the average person like myself who, you know, is not a farm guy, when I come here, I really feel like I get a chance to see, feel, and touch the animals and meet the young people who do such great work.
Absolutely, and you know what? That's the best part, because you can't replace that virtually. You know, and there's nowhere else to do that.
Yeah. And, you know, we're coming up on a building right now, and I know this has some significance for you. Tell us the personal story of this building that we're walking into.
So this is Barn 5, and when I was a kid, this was actually the 4-H beef barn. And it was open-sided, and there were permanent stalls in here. And we were just talking the other day that when we were kids, the fair painted, the top 4 stalls were painted white. So if you won one of the top 4 stalls, you got to move to that stall. But when we were a kid, I grew up in a dairy farm, and my parents had to do chores in the morning, so did we. But we had to be here at the fair to have our animals cared for before the fair opened up. He wanted to make sure everything was cleaned up and nice. So my dad used to tell my uncle, can you take the kids to the fair while we finish up chores? I'm not kidding, John. My Uncle Franny would wheel into this fairgrounds and drive right into this barn. And it was like, the Gernot kids are here. At the time, I was embarrassed. Now it makes me chuckle that, you know, if somebody drove in here now, I'd be like, what are you doing?
That's the passion that you had for the show and for the fair, and that your parents allowed you and your uncle to come on in.
Yeah, it was great.
What do you remember most about those days?
You know, I remember when I was a kid, I didn't know that there was any more to the fair than this part. We packed a cooler, we ate here, we hung out with our friends here. I remember the impacts that people had on me and the impacts that I didn't know I had on other kids until they told me later. I remember it was competitive, but we were friends. The lessons that I learned, I hang my white ribbon that I got with one steer next to my Champion Master Showman trophy. You know, I remember as a kid, and now as a show mom, like, how did my parents do this? How did they have a farm and do all of these things? I remember there was a buyer who, Tom Waring, he ran the Agway in North Collins. He came to me after the auction and said, I added another 10 or 20 cents on per pound to your animal, and thinking, wow, you know, he didn't have to do that. You know, just all of the lessons learned, and we had fun. You know, we had a blast. I remember the same uncle who drove into the barn walked with a cane, and he was on the pig committee. And all of the years that Uncle Franny was part of the pig committee, I don't remember one pig being overweight or underweight. And now as an adult, I remember back, he had that cane, and if he saw a pig come into the scale that looked a little light, he'd just lean over to see what the weight might be. And if a pig came through that maybe was a little heavy, he'd flip his cane around and lean back. And after, you know, Uncle Franny passed, and we've had a few underweight and overweight pigs.
That's funny. So when you see the children now come through, like we saw at the Ag Bonanza, and we will see moving forward, that's very special to see see their faces and see the delight when they win, when they compete, when they connect with one another, when they meet for the first time and create friendships for life.
I know what that feels like. So when I see the kids and see the families cheering, and I see the tears, and I see the efforts, and I see the heartbreak sometimes, I know what that feels like. I get that piece. And like I said, I grew up in a dairy farm. We didn't vacation, ever. This was my Disney. And when I walk in and we have shavings and straw in this barn next week,
I'm telling you, it lights a fire under me like you can't imagine.
That's why the scholarship is so important, to help these young people continue what they're learning here at the First.
Yes, absolutely. Whether you're going to go on to be a fair manager, you're going to go on to be a veterinarian, or you're going to go on to take over the farm or start a new farm, it's important.
Well, and as the manager, you still hold this very dear to you. There's so much more to the fair,
Yes.
but this is something that, and certainly as the director, and you should be proud of that for what you've accomplished from very early on in life to where we are today, and your vision's carrying us through.
It's been a great opportunity for me.
So Jessica, now we're basically kind of where you it all started for you as a youngster on a family farm.
Yeah, you know, I grew up on a dairy farm with my 6 siblings and my parents, and I grew up showing pigs and beef cattle, and showed dairy cattle for 1 year. You know, I think back, 6 kids in a farm and showing animals, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. But, you know, I started working at the fair in 1996. I was hired part-time just to help out throughout the summers and seasonally, and then I started working through college. And when I graduated from college in Canisius in 1998, I came aboard full-time. I was hired by Lloyd Lamb, the then manager, and worked in the ag department, competitive exhibits. I trained in the accounting department, kind of been around quite a bit. In 2010, I was named the assistant manager at the fair, and took over in October of 2017 as the CEO. And when I did, you know, I got my business card and mailed it to Mr. Lamb, who is living in Florida right now, and he's in the 90s, and I said, thanks for taking a chance on a farm kid.
You lead one of the most, if not the most successful county fair operation in this country and maybe in North America. How does that make you feel with your team?
I am very fortunate to work with probably the best group of people out there. They are dedicated. They will step in and do whatever it takes. They're fun. They are young enough to keep us pushing forward and thinking of new ideas. You know, I've always said that our board is maybe a little older and our staff is a little younger, and that's why it works. If we were all one age group, it probably wouldn't work as well. But really, that's a credit to the staff. They are phenomenal. They do a great job. Every one of them loves what they do. They're professionals in their field. They're setting trends. They're not following. You know, I remember one thing when I took over, I said, all right, I feel like we're getting a little stale. And I said, let's think about changing some things up, and nothing is too crazy. So the ag team came to me and said, you know the combine in the Discovery Center, the simulator? And I said, yes. And they said, we'd like to sell it. And after I, you know, choked a little bit, they said, you said we can change things. And I thought, you know what, they're right. We can turn it around, we can change the video, we can change the decorations around it. It still looks like the same combine. And so we sold it. And the following year we went and did a grape harvester display, and it has allowed us to have the flexibility to change that exhibit. But it's because of people like them saying, it's time, we have to change it up, let's keep fresh.
Yeah.
It's all them.
What do you see for the future?
I see, when we can gather fully again, I see it being epic. I see crowds, I see smiles, I see just laughter, I see family traditions. When we can do that again, it'll be epic. When we can fully do that again. I see us continually to changing and keeping ahead of the curve. I see us growing our non-fair business. I see good things ahead. You know, I think we had a rough year. From adversity comes strength, and you don't grow by things being easy.
Yeah.
So it's been a good ride, and looking forward to many years ahead.
Our Chris Musial and Rich Lee had so much fun that morning with Jessica and her daughters Lily and Ella, and of course, Petunia the pig and Wanda and Waldo the sheep. As they say on Green Acres, Liz, right here, weeknights at 9:30 on WBBZ, farm living is the life for me.
And you know who else loves farm living? Who? Morgan Depew from Hamburg. She is a 2020 scholarship recipient and has shown at the Erie County Fair since she was 5 years old. She's active with livestock, 4-H and youth development program, and even photography in the Creative Arts Building. Morgan is now in her 3rd year at Cornell University, majoring in animal science. And when we caught up with her on campus, the sun was shining on a frosty morning and the sheep herd had just been let out of the barns.
I'm a junior here at Cornell in the animal science program. I'm concentrating in pre-veterinary studies and dairy management. I grew up in Hamburg, New York. My mom worked at the Erie County Fair doing photography for all the 4-H kids, so I've been in 4-H and involved with the fair since I was about 5 years old. But I didn't start showing dairy cattle until I was 13, when I was asked if I wanted to lease a calf from a local farm, and that's when I started showing. And one thing led to the next, and I've added on species every year. I began showing dairy cattle and rabbits. Then I added on pigs, sheep, goats, beef cattle, turkeys, chickens, ducks. The lease program for me, a local farmer just gave me a cow to show, well, a calf because I was young, and I got to go to the farm whenever I wanted. I worked with that calf, I trained it, I washed it. I kept getting small calves just because I was new, I was learning, I wasn't really ready to show a big cow yet. But once I was big enough and knowledgeable enough, I bought my own cow and I didn't have to lease anymore. Dairy cattle were my favorite. I love the little calves. They're so gentle and they're so easy to work with sometimes. But now I have my own dairy cow and she's expecting a calf. So hopefully that will be my next step in the dairy industry. Earning the scholarship from the Erie County Fair meant that I got to attend my dream school, Cornell, studying animal science, and it allowed me to afford the opportunities that Cornell has to offer. So I'm in the Cornell University Dairy Science program, or well, the club called CUDS, and we get to travel internationally every other year. So I was able to travel to Italy with the club, and we got to experience the dairy industry and all types of Italian agriculture, from wine production to balsamic vinegar to cheese making to sheep production and dairy production, as well as Parma ham. I've learned so much in those 2 weeks, and it really has opened my eyes to the rest of the world of agriculture and how we do agriculture here in the United States. So I will graduate here with a degree in animal science, and I would really like to use that degree and apply to vet school to be a large animal vet. The Cornell experience has been truly incredible. There are some people here that I've met that are wonderful. The professors are great. We get to have farms on campus. We have a sheep farm and a dairy farm, and I get to learn so much, and I enjoy every waking day here. To young people, I would say get involved as soon as you can. I started when I was 13. I really wish I did it sooner, but ultimately it has chose a career choice for me. I really kind of had no aim or direction when I was in middle school, but once I started showing, I knew that I wanted to be involved in agriculture forever, and I'd love to help people get involved in agriculture because I didn't have the opportunities to have a farm and grow whatever type of animals I wanted to. And I just thank the people that helped me get to my spot in agriculture. I would just say that agriculture is a wonderful thing, and the Erie County Fair is a great way to jump into agriculture and explore what agriculture has to offer.
The scholarships that students like Morgan and others earn have helped young adults further their educations without acquiring substantial amounts of debt.
Now, one career that some scholarship winners choose is in the veterinary field, and the Erie County Fair enjoys a wonderful relationship with the Niagara Frontier Veterinary Society on the fairgrounds and through other programs. Let's learn more from Dr. Tim Otterson at the Summer Street Cat Clinic.
The veterinary profession is 250 plus years old, and it was started to take care of livestock, to take care of horses and cows and other creatures that are, a business, and it has evolved into, small animal medicine has become enormous. Who would have thought, 50 years ago that I would work at a practice that only saw cats? If you told James Herriot that in the 50s when he was practicing in Yorkshire, he would have laughed in your face. I mean, it turns out that cats were his favorite patients. Nobody paid him to take care of them, but here I am living in an urban area, taking care of a bunch of creatures that never set foot on grass. So, but you make the point that the profession is diverse. We work in wildlife, we work at zoos, we work with exotic animals, pocket pets, horses, cows, we do research. There are a lot of veterinarians in the Army. The Veterinary Society has been involved in volunteering at the Erie County Fair for as long as I know, and I've been in this community for over 20 years. They do have a lot of their own veterinarians on staff. They need to have people there 24 hours a day. But over the decades, we have provided, free veterinarians, volunteers that come there to, look after the creatures, from the birds to the horses and everything else. The Erie County Fair does have a scholarship program, which you mentioned, for students. And so over the years, we've made donations to that.
Why you think people should support the efforts of the fair and with these scholarships?
Well, I think animals enrich people. I think experiences, just make us better people. Having pets, relating to pets, enjoying wildlife, bird watching. I think it just makes us more connected to the world around us, makes us more empathetic, and could even make us smarter too. For students who are interested in learning about the profession, for 20-something years we've had a program through Medaille. It runs from January through June. We meet twice a week at Medaille, or we could take some field trips. If you're interested in learning more about the profession and you're a student between the ages of 14 through 21, so it's basically high school and college, we meet with large animal, we meet with wildlife people, we often go to the zoo, we go to shelters, we go to wildlife rehabbers, we go to a dairy, go to a horse vet. I have people come in who do research. I have vet techs come in. We try to get Army veterinarians and other people that are involved in industry, work for drug companies. So if you're thinking that you want to become a veterinarian or a technician, or you just want to learn more, it's very affordable. It's a Boy Scout program. It's a great experience for kids.
Over the years, eligible applicants have received bachelor degrees, master's degrees, and even doctorates. And listen to this partial list of colleges attended: Penn State, Cornell University, Morrisville State College, SUNY Cobleskill, SUNY Empire State College, Buffalo State College, University of Buffalo, and many more. And you can help support the growing strong Erie County Agricultural Society Scholarships Program by calling the number on your screen, 716-649-3900, or donating online. That address is ecfair.org for a secure transaction. Now, by donating, you can help support and celebrate youth and education with the Erie County Agricultural Society, and your donation may be tax deductible.
And I don't want to forget, we will be announcing more winners of this special raffle that scholarship supporters scooped up in recent weeks. There will be 7 more lucky winners announced throughout the program, with one lucky winner taking home $3,000. And John, I have another go-getter scholarship winner to tell you about. Connor O'Gorman is a partner and herd manager at Eden Valley Farms and was a 2-time recipient of the scholarship. He manages dairy cattle at 3 organic farms, an additional conventional dairy farm, and sells some of the best cheese curds at his South Dayton gift and retail location. Connor even competed in the Demolition Derby at the Erie County Fair for many years. Let's hear more about Connor's journey.
Grew up in Eden, New York. We had a small heifer operation. We raised about 75 heifers for a local dairy. I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters, and the 5 of us all grew up on the farm together and working on it daily. I'm a partner at Eden Valley Farms and Eden Valley Creamery. On the farm, my responsibility is herd manager. I oversee the cattle on the 3 organic dairies and the conventional dairy. This is our newest venture. We opened 2 years ago, Eden Valley Creamery. We mainly do production here. Organic cheese is what we make. We have cattle at 4 dairies, and 3 of them are organic and 1's conventional. My 4 years at Cornell were irreplaceable. They were truly special and wonderful years, and learned an immense amount about agriculture and just relationships in general with people. I decided I wanted to go into large-scale dairy production. I got the Paul Lang Scholarship my final senior year, and at least one other one. Any type of financial assistance, nothing's free. Books aren't free, dorms aren't free. Towards the middle of my high school career, probably even beginning, freshman, sophomore year, I got my first off-farm jobs, and that was working on neighboring farms. And that's where I kind of honed my skills into working with dairy cattle. Then as I got up into my junior year in college, I knew that that's the line of work I wanted to eventually be in. And my partner now was my boss back then. He encouraged me to go forward with it, and Cornell is the best ag program in the country, so it was a logical fit. Well, the fair was always the highlight of the summer. That's when you'd go and see your friends that you usually only saw once, maybe twice a year. And it's something that you prepare during the year for. It's not just a 2-week event. You prepare for most of the year for your exhibits to go. When I was probably in 7-8 range, I started doing small exhibits in the junior building. And once I was 8 or 9, I started exhibiting larger exhibits, cattle and swine. We exhibited a little bit in open class as well. So we did the 4-H and the open. We generally start with a March calf as a young child, and from that you could follow the animal into the next season at the fair, and from there it would be call it a junior yearling. And then you could exhibit the same animal if it displayed well and if it grew into the characteristics the judge would like. I'd encourage them to follow through with it and go to the fair. Whatever your dream is attainable. If you want to go into the agricultural line of work like I did, it's an immense amount of work and dedication, but anything is doable, and we certainly need more young people in the line of work. Agricultural employees and farmers are in their 50s and 60s, and America was built on agriculture, and it's important to replenish that supply.
We're happy you're with us, but there's more to come. We'll be right back right after this.
When the Erie County Agricultural Society needs to light up the night sky or the livestock barns, they turn to L.A. Wooley Electric for their knowledge and expertise. As big supporters of the Erie County Agricultural Society Scholarships Program, L.A. Wooley knows they are helping some of the future leaders in education, business, and agriculture. Located at 620 Tiff Street in South Buffalo, L.A. Wooley has been around since 1916, so they know a thing or two about running a successful community business. They pride themselves in offering the latest technology to ensure a fast and professional experience. For all your industrial and commercial needs, visit L.A. Wooley Electric. You wouldn't put your child at risk by skipping routine exams. Make sure your pet gets an annual checkup too. In today's economy, you want to save money wherever you can. While owning a pet is a responsibility, you can minimize the cost for this family member while providing the best care possible for your pet. Routine vaccinations for infectious diseases, proper heartworm and parasite prevention, routine dental care, and healthy diets are just a few of the things that can save pet owners lots of money. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and a few dollars in prevention can save hundreds later. This message is brought to you by your veterinarian, your other family doctor, a member of the Niagara Frontier Veterinary Society. At Erie and Niagara Insurance Association, the strength of our past is the foundation of our future. For more than 145 years, Erie and Niagara Insurance has been protecting personal, business, and farm needs in Erie and Niagara counties and across upstate New York, delivering exceptional value, excellent service, and superior coverage. That commitment to the farm industry is a big reason why Erie and Niagara supports the Erie County Agricultural Society events and the scholarship program. The young people are our future, and the future looks bright. Located in Williamsville, Erie and Niagara Insurance Association is here for all your insurance needs.
The intent of the scholarship program is to change people's lives. Recipients demonstrate how important it is to give back and support the youth for a bright future. Students are able to earn an education and be a contributing member of society. And that brings us to the next person we want you to meet, Laura Quillos.
Now, after graduating from Morrisville State College, Laura came home to Western New York and is the agricultural manager of the Erie County Agricultural Society. She works closely with promoters to bring in livestock and horse shows to the facility. And not only does she manage the non-fair livestock events, She leads the team to showcase the agricultural and livestock portion of the Erie County Fair. Oh, and Laura also finds time to head up her family beef farm in Forestville.
I grew up on a farm, a dairy farm in Collins, New York. My folks run about 90 milk cows, and my siblings and I am one of 6. So we grew up on the farm, but we showed beef cattle and hogs. I started showing when I was 8. I showed beef cattle and hogs until 2005. The fair was our vacation for our family. We didn't go to Disney, we didn't do anything like that, but we definitely vacationed. This was it. You know, I have a lot of memories from the show ring when you walk in with that animal and you know you have a chance at winning a banner or winning a ribbon, but all the hard work and dedication you put in to get that far is a phenomenal feeling. I knew my involvement in FFA and 4-H was heavier, more so in FFA. I was actually a New York State FFA officer in 2002 to 2003, and I knew at that point in time that agriculture was my calling. I would not have been able to afford school without scholarships. I mean, like I said, we grew up in a dairy farm, the funds were minimal. I think getting that scholarship to me meant more than anything in the sense of somebody seeing something in me. Somebody seeing something that I would turn into something someday. And to me, that meant a lot. And I think that the involvement in the fair and in the fair industry obviously played into that. I think forever grateful would be something I would peg to that. I mean, that was something that I applied for, didn't know if I would get it and got. And I think it was just so grateful. Take the chances, go for the opportunities. When the doors open, walk in. Absolutely. And when there's something that may be out of your realm, do it anyway. Because you may get into something that you didn't know you loved until you seen it and the door was open and you took the chance. Take the chance. When I think about what agriculture would mean to me, passion, a resilient community, a lifestyle, I mean, it truly is, no matter what aspect you're in. It truly is, it is your life, you know. And I think born into it or not, if you get into agriculture, it consumes you at the heart, you know, and you can't help it.
People like Laura and the other past recipients are a big reason why we are here tonight. And you can help support the growing strong Erie County Agricultural Society Scholarship Program by calling the number on your screen, 716-649-3900, or donating online. That address is ecfair.org for a secure transaction. By donating, you can help support and celebrate youth and education with the Erie County Agricultural Society. And your donation may be tax deductible. And don't want to forget, we will be announcing more winners of the special raffle that scholarship supporters scooped up in the recent weeks. There will be 7 more lucky winners announced throughout the program, with one lucky winner taking home $3,000. Just like the scholarship program tonight, we are looking to give back a little bit to our generous supporters. And you know, John, I'm feeling like it's a good time to draw some lucky winners out of the barrel. What do you think?
I think it's terrific, and look who's back to help us with the drawings again, Jessica Underberg. Jessica, we drew some names earlier for some cash. Now we're going to do another bunch of cash for $100, and we're going to draw the first ticket. So let's give it one spin. Nice and gentle, everybody's in there.
Yep. Let's see who wins $100.
How many tickets were sold, Jessica?
400.
All right, so out of the 400, everybody's in here. And for $100,
Jim Lentz.
Jim, congratulations.
$100, Richard.
Now, wasn't it fun to give away $100?
It was.
Let's
do it
do
again.
it again. Yeah, let's do it again. All right. But gently, carefully with this drum. It's old like I am.
Okay.
Searching for another winner.
All season tent rental. We do our tent rentals
They are
at the
great
fair.
people, all
Yes.
season tent rental. And we hope to see them and you back at the fair in some way, shape, or form.
I hope so.
For the 12 best days of summer. And speaking of the 12 best days of summer, we didn't have 12 days last year, but we had a few days, didn't we?
We surely did, over 3 weekends.
Yeah, that was the Western New York Youth and Ag Bonanza. What buildings was that held in?
Mostly held in the Showplex, but we stalled animals in all of the barns, including the Discovery Center. It just was a great few weeks.
Yeah, it was a great few weeks. And, you know, Liz, you were there, and it was a lot of fun. For me, I'm a city guy, so seeing the animals and seeing the kids interact with the animals is always very heartwarming.
Yeah, for me it was good to be out, but to really see the staff come together. Kind of the heart of the fair is the children and the youth learning about ag and getting to experience that. So that was really cool for me to witness.
Yeah, and that's what the scholarship program is all about. You're helping these young people move forward, and an event like the West New York Youth and Ag Bonanza makes an indelible impression.
Sure does, sure does.
Well, go ahead.
It teaches them all the things that they need to know about becoming better agriculturalists.
Well, let's take a look back. The summer of 2020. The entrance name is Crystal White from Little Valley with electric checks.
And electric checks is doing nothing more than taking care of her little girl. Yes, she did not trot. However, she didn't get in trouble either.
Well, I give this little exhibitor a lot of credit because this is not something you see every day, somebody that young.
Yes.
With the determination and the confidence to bring an animal of that size in to be judged. This is a terrific look here. This is an amazing imagery. Our videographer Rich Lee saying the same thing. Look at how cute this is.
Not only cute, but did you know she took time to back that horse to get all four legs square? She's not frustrated about anything. She just loves that horse, and that horse just loves her, and the look goes very well together. There again, the horse's head is level now. That's the way he's physically built. But when that little girl's leading him, he even drops his head down for her, which is a wonderful thing for both of them.
Well, it was great fun, and we're going to have more memories of the West New York Youth and Ag Bonanza. It was so much of it, hours and hours. I learned more about animals. I felt like I went to college.
It really was. You have some really great experts there. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and great respect, not only for the young people, but for the animal themselves. You know, all the different things that have to happen with a particular, kind of animal. All right, it's time to give away more money. We ready?
This is a big one, John.
Big one, $1,500.
Let's do it.
All right, we're going to spin it to win it.
All right, we're going to stir this one up a little bit more.
This drum even creaks like I do. It's strange noises.
$1,500.
$1,500, Jessica Underberg.
Kate Dust.
Kate, do you know Kate?
I do know Kate.
Okay, well, there you go. Well, we know Kate now, too, even better. And Kate, congratulations. $1,500 will be coming your way. Thanks for participating in the Scholarship Fund. And it's fun giving away all this money. And just a reminder, your help is so important. Call the number on your screen. It's area code 716-649-3900, or you can donate online. The address is ecfair.org for a secure transaction. And Jessica will be back with us in just a little bit to give away more money throughout the program, but we also wanted to take a moment to acknowledge and thank some people who are responsible for capturing some of those great photographs and drone video that Liz and I and you are seeing tonight. A big thank you goes out to Libby Lee Photography and Tom Wolf Imaging. They do some great work every year.
We were back on the road again to meet our next scholarship recipient. We caught up with Rachel Mcnamara on a sunny Sunday at Nazareth College in Rochester.
I'm an occupational therapy major here, and I have a business management minor, and I'm in my sophomore year of classes. So my first connections with the fair was when I started 4-H. I joined the youth development side of 4-H, and we made crafts and soap and stuff like that, and then I entered them in the youth development building at the fair, stuff like that in my first year. So in high school, I met my friend Brooke, and her family had a farm, and she was in 4-H, and so I began to show with her family. I leased a sheep from them the first year, and then eventually I bought my own animals and stuff, but I've done breeding sheep and market sheep, and then I did a steer and 2 dairy heifers and a pig my last year as well. It was a great program for me because I learned a ton from them. I had heard about the scholarship obviously through the 4-H and being at the fair and stuff, so I applied for it actually 2 years in a row, and I won it both years, so that was very exciting. College is expensive, obviously, so it was great to help with tuition. That scholarship definitely covered a lot. I would say take the time to enjoy it, and I think a lot of times people can get caught up in the competition of it and the winning and stuff, but it was so much fun, and I learned so much there, so I would say just take their time to enjoy the moment, and there's so many people there they can learn from as well. So talk to people, to make friends, to really enjoy everything. That's extremely important. It supports the kids who are in 4-H, and I learned so much from 4-H. That was the single most important activity that I could have done. I used to be extremely shy, like very quiet, and through 4-H, not only have I become much more outgoing, but I've learned so many lessons that really, there's no other activity that you could learn so much in it. So I would say that it helps so much. It helps so many kids. It's a really great group of people, and so it's pretty important to me, especially to support it. It's done so much for me, and it will continue to do so much for so many other kids as well.
I have a feeling that Rachel will be a very successful occupational therapist. Hey John, remember when we met Matthew Sweeney a little while ago? He's an amazing teacher, but does not like the early alarm clocks.
I sure do, Liz. And now we're going to meet Matthew's brother, Christopher, who sets his alarm for 4:30 a.m. every morning. Christopher also graduated from Cornell University and heads up a crew of 48 and manages a herd of 5,000 dairy cows. Wow. Let's head out to Lincoln Dairy in Auburn, New York.
I'm the operations manager here at Lincoln Dairy. There's about 45 of us on the team here. It's fun, you know. There's always a challenge, and that's what I like. There's always something new going on. There's some problem to solve. During the week, there's a lot of trucks going in and out, milk trucks, feed trucks, and different deliveries and stuff like that. There's about 4,000 milking cows here on the farm right now, and then we have another 700 dry cows. They're about anywhere from 3 weeks to 6 weeks away from having their offspring. On average, we have anywhere from 400 to 500 calves born in a month. About 20 months old, they return to the farm here, and then they enter into the milking herd. I grew up in Appleton, age 5 or 6. I had my own calf and was involved in clover buds and different projects and stuff like that through 4-H, and then moving on, then went to the Erie County Fair where we were shown in the open show at age 10, and then we were always participated in the state fair as well. So, and then as I got older, I got to go to Harrisburg and Madison and the Big E and different things like that. It meant a great deal to me for the opportunity and was chosen for that scholarship. I was always fond of the fair. And as many people know, college isn't a cheap endeavor, and I was very grateful because it has helped me to this point today and through my career. So I'm very, very appreciative of it. I had participated in Dairy Bowl and a bunch of different and junior dairy leaders here at Cornell, so I got to know the campus a little bit and just fell in love with it, and had met a lot of people who have gone to Cornell and had great experiences, so it was my number one choice, and fortunately enough I was accepted and now a graduate of Cornell. The relationships and getting to meet different people and and obviously working alongside people with similar interests, and still have a lot of great friends because of it today. We actually traveled quite a bit. We traveled across the state, and then we also went to California and got to see some dairy operations and just produce operations out there, which is really cool. But then we also went to Italy and China, were a couple of the different areas that we were able to travel to through the Cornell University Dairy Science Club. There were quite a few differences. Obviously, they were all dairy cows, and we got to see some other operations as well. But there's some management differences, just some differentiations with land and availability and who controls the land and stuff like that. So it was a really eye-opening experience, and it was also great to get to know some of the students that were actually accompanying us in those different countries. Agriculture in my opinion, is the number one industry in the country. It's the backbone of what the country's built on. We have to feed people and take care of people and clothe people, and that comes from agriculture and different aspects of it, obviously. But what I would say is definitely work hard and always work on your relationships as well. I mean, working hard is number one in my opinion. You work hard, you can go anywhere, you can do anything. But you also need to know people, be able to interact with people to get you in the door in different areas and get to learn more things. It's been a blessing, and ever since I was a little kid, I knew what I wanted to do, and I've been very fortunate in that aspect.
Seeing these amazing young people and their stories, how can you not want to support the Erie County Agricultural Society Scholarships Program? Now here's how you can support the growing strong Erie County Agricultural Society Scholarships Program by calling the number on the screen. It's 716-649-3900 or donate online. That address is ecfair.org for a secure transaction. And by donating, you can help support and celebrate youth and education with the Erie County Agricultural Society. And your donation may be tax deductible. And I don't want to forget, we will be announcing more winners of the special raffle that scholarship supporters scooped up in recent weeks. There will be 4 more lucky winners announced in our final drawings, with one lucky winner taking home $3,000.
Your support through this program is so important, especially after the way our world was turned upside down by the COVID-19 pandemic. Now with the vaccines rolling out and folks still taking precautions, there is hope for a return to a more normal way of life.
That's right, Liz, and there is much hope out there. And one question we often hear, will the Erie County Fair be back? What about other events that usually happen there in Hamburg? Well, Liz, you went right to the top at the fairgrounds and talked about that and more with CEO Jessica Underberg.
The fair had to be canceled last year. There was nothing that could be done about it. There was no magic wand. But I think what was impressive is the steps that the fair took to make sure that there were still opportunities for the youth to really show off their hard work and continue their education. Let's just talk a little bit about that.
So when we knew we were canceling the fair, that was a piece that we went to the board and said, will you give us a budget and allow us to move forward with this event? We think it's important. You know, it's our mission statement. It's our future. It's bigger than just having a livestock show. It's not, really, that's not even the thing. And so the board, to their credit, said, absolutely, take it and run. I said, I don't even know what it looks like yet. I'm going to tag the ag team in on that and let them start figuring it out. And then the whole team came together and pulled off what was known as the West New York Youth and Ag Bonanza.
It ran like, you know, the ag shows that I come and see, you know, at the fair. It was just like that, except not as many people in the stands.
Sure. It was close to the public, so exhibitors and their immediate family only. And, you know, I remember saying at the first week, I don't really care what your personal opinion is on the mask, and it doesn't matter what my personal opinion is. This is what we have to do to allow the kids to be in the show ring. And everybody stepped up to do exactly that.
I'm sure you had a chance to talk to many of the kids involved. What did it mean to them to be able to do that?
Oh, you're giving me goosebumps. The families loved it. They were very grateful that we stepped up to do that. We got many letters and thanks and Facebook posts and, you know, all of that jazz, and it was awesome.
Being able to broadcast that really globally was not only impressive. I think a lot of other people took note of that on how to do things in the future. But when things like this happen, is that something you think that you guys might implement in the future to have that option no matter what's going on?
I think 2020, if anything, taught all of us, you know, outside of Erie County Ag Society, it taught all of us that things don't always have to be the way we thought they had to be. And so for us to be able to bend and flex and be able to put the program together, I think absolutely. And it taught all of us, like I said, that if it doesn't look like it did in the past, it's okay. You know, but as long as the main focus continues to be the kids and agriculture, we'll make it work, whatever way that looks like.
Moving forward, I know the countdown's going on the website. I know people have taken notice. What does that mean moving forward?
So I think one thing that has been actually helpful for us is we have just received approval from the county to be able to run a dairy cattle show, beef show, and about 5 horse shows. In talking with the county, one of the great things is, you know, you guys did the West New York Youth and Ag Bonanza. You know what we need to do. You know what it takes. And so that's given us a practice run for events opening up coming forward. So that's really exciting. I think with the fair piece of it, you know, like I said, 2020 taught me so much. And it taught me that, you know, just because we always had our marketing campaign purchased at this point in time and entertainment was booked and on sale at this time, it doesn't have to be that way. And so at this point, we're planning to move forward. Our staff, at 1/3 of what it used to be, is planning on having a 2021 Erie County Fair, but we're waiting for guidance from the governor. And the county doesn't have the guidance either. So we're waiting for right now. We've started to build a plan around the amusement park guidance that was released in February because that's the closest thing to our industry that we have. We've met as a board to talk about what the fair could look like. And while it may not look like what 2019 looked like, it'll be okay. We'll have a fair, we'll be able to gather safely, we'll have livestock events, we will have rides, we'll have food, and you know what? We'll have the community back on our property.
So until someone comes in and says, you gotta shut it down, there's going to be a fair.
I would say until someone comes in and says, you have to shut it down, or there's such restrictions that we literally cannot do it. But I think at 33%, at selling tickets in advance, we can make some adjustments. I think we can do it. And I think this team is up to the challenge. It'll be the most exhilarating yet stressful thing we have ever done.
But it'll be worth it.
Yes.
And 2022 is, I mean, that party's going to be ridiculous.
It'll be epic.
Well, thank you so much, and we look forward to whatever that fair looks like.
Thank you.
You know, what an amazing woman, and she has a terrific team there at the Erie County Agricultural Society. If it can be done, they will figure out a way to get a project accomplished.
Now, before Jessica joins us for the final raffle drawings and the big $3,000 winner, I want to remind you how you can help. It's easy. Help support the growing strong Erie County Agricultural Society Scholarships Program by calling the number on your screen at 716-649-3900 or donate online. The address is ecfair.org for a secure transaction. Now, by donating, you can help support and celebrate youth and education with the Erie County Agricultural Society. And your donation may be tax deductible.
She's back. And that means it's time to give away some more money to 4 lucky scholarship supporters. And you know what, John? I'm feeling like it's a good time to go ahead and find out who those lucky winners are.
Are you ready to draw, Jessica Underberg?
I am.
Are you ready?
I am so ready.
Tell me you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right. We're going to give away a bunch of money here. This one is for $100. And there it goes. Drawing out of the drum from the 400 tickets that have been sold, and we appreciate everybody's participation in this unique raffle this year.
Jerry Stevens, a friend of ours from Dutchess County.
Dutchess County, okay, everybody's participating, not just in Erie County. County fairs all over the place, but the Erie County Fair is really the biggest next to the state fair in the state.
Yes, it is.
Better than the state fair.
Yeah.
That's
our secret.
That's just me. All right, we're going to give away another $100. Spinning this. Whee, here we go. Kind of like the tilt-a-whirl at the
I
fair.
know, you never know.
It's the same vibe.
All right, another $100. Sue Kelkenberg.
Sue, that name is familiar. Kelkenberg Farms,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
See, I know. All right, another $100. Let's give it away. Make sure it's all set. Oh, it's good. $100, and then we have a nice big prize coming up.
Let's see. Ooh. Down to one. Richard Mellers.
Richard, congratulations. $100 for you. I like how we've spread this out. You know, the scholarship fund is really just one place that monies from the Erie County Agricultural Society go to. But, you know, when you're on the grounds, you know, and as a representative of the media, you support a lot of not-for-profits. And Liz, you know, you've been to the fair many times with a not-for-profit organization, as has I have, and that's important, isn't it?
It is important. In fact, we quantified that as best we could a few years ago, and we were talking like $50,000 to $60,000 is raised for not-for-profits during the 12 days of the fair.
Yeah.
So when we didn't have a fair in 2020, all of those not-for-profits missed out.
It's incredible, you know, what people think of when they think of the fair, but it's always so much more. There's so many layers to what goes on, and it's always at that, you know, that ground level of community support.
It's a fabric of our community.
Mm-hmm. Well, and as members of the media, going to the fair, you know, we get swept up in what we do at our studios or respective positions, but it was great to connect with people, and we hope to do that again.
Oh, absolutely, because you know, like you said before, everybody comes from all over for the fair, and so you really do get to meet people that you interact with on a daily basis and people that have never met you before. So you really never know what you're going to get when you go to the fair, and that's what I love about it.
Yes. Well, one of the things that I know we had last year was a whole lot of fun, and we're going to talk more about the West New York Youth and Ag Bonanza. How many weekends was it?
3 weekends. Yeah. 3 weekends in August.
And that was last year. And you're going to have more shows this year, I would assume, if the fair all comes together the way we hope.
Yeah, Crossing our fingers.
Crossing our fingers. Next time we do this, I'll have to wear that crazy, goofy cowboy hat that I usually wear. So authentic, right? Yeah.
You blend right in.
Blend right in, yeah. That's what we like about the fair. We welcome everybody. You know, Jessica, the fair and that West New York Youth and Ag Bonanza was put together by your team. Great team, you know. And you have so many important people there that help pull this together.
They really pulled together this year, you know, everything from the volunteers to the staff to the board. It was a team effort for sure, and it was wonderful.
And you have other people that I know that, you know, you feel very strongly about that you'd like to thank.
Yes, so want to thank everybody who purchased a ticket in our scholarship fundraiser and the drawing coming up soon for the top prize. But if you haven't gotten in on the scholarship cash drawing ticket and you want to make a donation, please just reach out to ecfair.org or give us a call at 716-649-3900 and help us support the youth that is going to feed the world down the road.
Down the road. Well said. And you know what it's time for now, ladies?
What?
$3,000. Wow.
You ready,
Ooh,
John?
I'm ready.
This is a big one.
I'm nervous. I'm losing more hair. I can't take it anymore. There we go. There it is.
Okay.
Everybody in the drum.
This
$3,000,
is the big
everybody.
one.
Hopefully we pick a great winner here. I'm sure we will. But thank all of you.
Bob Schmitz.
Bob Schmitz.
Hey.
Are you cheering, Bob? I can hear you. I can hear you through WBBZ and Facebook Live. There he is. Congratulations. And boy, what fun, Jessica.
Yes.
And great to have you here, by the way. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. We really are. I really feel like we're all part of your fair family.
You are. We're a
Yes.
team.
Yeah, we are a team. And it was fun giving all the money away. And just a quick reminder, as Jessica said, call the number on your screen. Pick up your phone, mobile or landline, whatever you've got, 716-649-3900. Donate online. The address is ecfair.org for a secure transaction. You know, we had a lot of fun over these past few hours, meeting some great people, supporting the scholarship program, and giving away some money to loyal supporters of the Erie County Agricultural Society Scholarships Program.
And for the creative craft and livestock exhibitors, it's not all about the competition for the blue ribbons and grand prizes. They have a lot of fun too. We thought we would wind things down tonight with some fun memories from those best 12 days of summer.
It was a lot of fun. We always probably caused the most trouble because we'd either figure out how to hang a spider from a string and drop it down on everybody that walked by, unless they looked too old because we were afraid to give anyone a heart attack. But
Well, I'll have to give a story about somebody else so I don't implicate myself.
Okay.
But I recall a elephant that went missing, and it was down in the 4-H barns area, and all that was said is that elephant better get returned before the morning.
I mean, one story is we took a pack of old feed bags that we had used on the fair, and we went to the slide and did some different things. Probably would be frowned upon if anybody knew about it, but you know, there was always those different things. Tried to not cause too much trouble, but.
When I was a kid, I don't know how we started doing this, but everybody's steers laying down, and somebody gets the bright idea to take somebody's extra pair of pants and stuff them full of straw and stick them under the cow and put a pair of boots on so it looks like the cow laid on somebody.
Of course.
I don't know how we got that idea.
Good, clean fun and a healthy dose of hijinks thrown in for good measure.
Hijinks. Well, it's time to wrap things up here, but that doesn't mean that you can't continue to support the Erie County Agricultural Society Scholarships Program. Your help is so important. Call the number on your screen, 716-649-3900, or donate online. That address is ecfair.org for a secure transaction.
We hope you had as much fun as we have meeting terrific people who are making a difference and making this world a better place to live in.
On behalf of Jessica Underberg and her team at the fairgrounds, our wonderful sponsors, and of course our team here at WBBZ, your hometown Me TV station, and you, Liz Mantel, thanks for your support. Have a great rest of the night and a great week ahead. Good night.
The preceding program was a special presentation from the Erie County Fair and Erie County Agricultural Society and WBBZ-TV. With generous support from L.A. Wooley Electric Company, the Niagara Frontier Veterinary Society, and Erie and Niagara Insurance Association. Additional support provided by Michael Serafini, Walsh Duffield Companies, Kent Nutrition Group, and the Dairy Farmers of America.